compass points you anywhere closer to me. Where you are, I will be. Miles high in the deep.
Hi guys, and welcome to another video, and today we are at Leonie Brown's for a lesson. I am really sorry that there hasn't really been any footage out for a while. I haven't put a vlog out actually since regionals because of a few things really. First of all, it's just been a bit hectic at home trying to get things sorted, and Laddie and Luca have now finished their season, so we had to get their shoes taken off. Everything's finally started to quiet down now, which is good, but for a little bit of time, I don't know, everything was just a bit up in the air. I lost a little bit of motivation after regionals, not necessarily with my riding, but I don't know, just a bit with everything. I lost a bit of motivation with the vlogging. I felt like I had nothing to vlog, so I couldn't really be bothered to do stuff. And I think, as with everyone, I had a bit of like the winter blues, and I think everybody gets that, and I think it's important to know it's okay if you get a bit down in the winter, and everyone can get a bit down in the winter, and it's fair enough to say it's been hard for like everyone with the amount of mud we've had and the weather, and every time you ride your horse you get soaking wet and covered in mud, and it's just like so if you're feeling a bit down like I was, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just the weather, and I'm sure everyone will perk back up again as we come into the spring, and life will get easier. You won't have to muck out as much, and everything will just get better. So it's okay if you feel a bit down. And for me now, I am already feeling a lot better. I was a bit under the weather after regionals due to a few different things, and I'm fine now. So I just wanted to put another video out there that everything's okay. I'm still on Leggy, he's still going up the levels, and I've decided I am never doing a regionals again with him, just because I think it's pointless and a waste of money. People might argue that, but I don't think it's worth taking him. But we've got lots of goals this year. We've applied for the teams again in the inter-regionals, and we'll hopefully do the home internationals again, and we are going to do the area festivals at medium level, and hopefully push him up into advanced medium level now. So yeah, that's your update on him. Laddie and Luca are off now because their season has finished. Sonny has been off for a while, but he's coming back into work now, so hopefully you'll see him do a couple of shows again soon. And little baby Sapphire, if you're up to date with the Facebook, you'll know that she cut her leg open, so she's on box rest, which is frustrating because she hates it. I know she's only a baby and we don't ride her or anything, but I really don't like to see them locked in stables. We're very au naturel on our yard with the way we keep our horses. So yeah, there's your little update. And I've brought you along to watch my lesson, so yeah, I'll go take up.
Okay guys, so basically in this lesson with Leonie we was working on exercises that we can do for flying changes. So Leggy is still trying to get established in these flying changes, so quick disclaimer, no, he doesn't do them perfect, but this is all about training. And the idea of me doing these videos in the first place was to show you a normal rider with a normal horse progressing them up through the dressage levels to try and inspire other riders to give things a go. So these aren't the prettiest flying changes, but bearing in mind he's trying for me and he's trying very well. So let's get started. So the first exercise that we're going to do here is actually over a pole. And what we do is we swap simple changes for flying changes. So we start by doing a simple change over the pole, and then eventually we will adapt it to do a flying change over the pole. And one of the things Leonie Brown was telling me to do is that when I ask him for the simple change, to really make my aids extremely clear. So like now I make sure to bring my left leg right the way back. So one, he doesn't freak out too much about it in the flying change, and two, so that he understands what I'm trying to ask him. So this horse can do very good simple changes because we practice them lots, as you can see. Sorry, we tried to do a flying change there. It didn't work the first time. He did eventually change though. There you go. He's changed his legs. But he didn't quite do it over the pole. But remember to pat your horses, even if they didn't do it perfect. They've got to learn that they've got to swap from one side to the other. And because he did it eventually, we rewarded him. So now adding in a little bit more, we are doing walk pirouettes. The idea of doing the walk pirouettes is one, I can get my leg on him without him freaking out too much, and two, so that his back end stays underneath him. So I'm going to do this same exercise, but this time is with doing some working pirouettes first. So a working pirouette is basically a large canter pirouette. As you can see, his quarters are in. It's like a traverse circle, basically. So his quarters are in. I'm trying to keep a little bit of right bend. Look how far my left leg goes back. And then when I'm ready to go over to the pole, I straighten, swap my legs, change him over. And does he change? And now he does. Yeah, he's changed. And yeah, good. So again, I give him a really big pat for that because he still did it. So now we're doing it on the left, working pirouettes first, or traverse circle, whatever you want to call it. And making sure that he's got the bend, his back end's underneath him. And I also think one of the reasons these seem to work better in the flying change is because you're physically having to move the back end from one side to the other. So I'm still quarters left, and change. Yeah, and there you go. He actually did it there without like bucking. Again, I know he was like 10 foot in the air, but it doesn't matter. He did it. We pat him. It's good. You will see videos of him later this year and you'll be like, oh, I remember when he used to jump in the air. So the third exercise we're doing is we're working in a little box at the top of the school, going from corner to corner. And we start this exercise again with the simple changes. And I always think whatever exercises you're doing leading up to flying changes with your horses, always start with the simple changes because it just makes things clearer as to what you want. So this is me basically saying to him, this is the exercise we're doing and this is what I want you to do. I want you to change from this leg to that leg. But by keeping him on the simple changes, he doesn't lose his head too much because as we all know, Leggy can be a little bit excited. And again, I move the quarters over a little bit into the simple change and make my aids obvious up into the canter. And I don't know if you can notice, but he's not like freaking out as much going up into the canter transition. So he's finally started to just relax and accept my leg a bit. This horse is so hot and he just gets so reactive off the leg that sometimes it can send him a bit loopy. And we ask for a change. And there we go. He changed. And he changed back. But it doesn't matter. He's learning. So I still pat him and I still tell him he's a good boy. Okay, now the fourth exercise was actually my favourite exercise. But again, it's just my personal opinion. If you want to have a go at any of these, that's fine. But you might find that some work better for your horse than they did for my horse. Bear in mind as well that I'm going to make sure I do, I won't just stick to one exercise. I'll do a lot of these exercises at home. So this one is basically doing 2 half 8-meter circles with a simple change when you hit the track. Now, the good thing about this is because you're on a little circle, they have to keep the bend. So for me with Leggy, a lot of the times he would change his leg, but then he would actually change back again. So I push his quarters over, make him listen, and simple change. And now if you imagine he did a flying change, he would find it very hard to change back because he's doing a little circle. And push him over. So now again, left bend, outside leg back, into the left lead canter. I think this time I do it for a change, so I make sure his quarters go over. I sit tall and swap. Good boy. No, he doesn't do it. And now he does do it. There we go. And then I just put him on the circle for a bit and ride him forward on the circle, just so he knows that was correct. Again, I give him lots of pats and loves because it doesn't matter that it's messy. He needs to know that what he's doing is kind of right. So now back onto the left lead canter and I try it again. And it's just making everything very obvious to him and very clear for what I want. So I push him over. Oh, I go back onto a simple change now. And always, if you ever find your horses are losing their head a little bit, like sometimes Leggy does, just go back onto the simple changes. It doesn't matter. And it also stops them predicting changes, because the last thing we all want is horses to be doing changes on their own. That is not helpful whatsoever. So now I really get the quarters over, and change. Good boy. There you go. Oh, back leg's going out there, and he's changed. Again, it's late behind, but it doesn't matter. It's fine. And I give him lots of pats. And then I just let him trot stretch now for quite a while, because I just want him to chill out a bit. And know that he did good. Right, so there you go. There are 4 different flying changes exercises for you. I hope you find some of those useful, especially if you're in the same position as me where you're just kind of playing with things. It's okay if they go a little bit wrong. It doesn't matter. I also want to say that personally, I'm finding the flying changes one of the hardest movements to teach. And after discussing it with my instructor, Leonie, she agreed and she said they are, at the end of the day, it wouldn't be called advanced medium for nothing. There's a reason that it's harder. So don't worry if they're going a little bit wrong. Just keep persevering. Remember, it's just practice. So yeah. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Be sure to like and share it and leave me a comment. And I will be releasing another one soon. So yeah, enjoy, and I will see you for the next one. Bye.